Leron McAdoo's achievements have created lasting change. As an educator, McAdoo has conducted workshops since 2001 that spread his philosophy of teaching and experiences so that his impact is multiplied by each teacher he meets instead of the 150 students he teaches each year. His advocacy in education has gotten him coverage on CNN. As a motivational speaker, McAdoo has motivated audiences across the world. When visiting schools in Kenya, Africa, he was asked to inspire both the staff and the students at several campuses. And Leron's TED Talks have garnered him opportunities to touch more lives and explain options that are often overlooked. As a creative, McAdoo uses his knowledge and talent for hip-hop to connect with children in alternative school settings, with ministers, including clergy of the Arkansas United Methodist Church and the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame goers during multiple years. McAdoo is an agent of change. Leron McAdoo contributes to the legacy of Arkansas African Americans. As an educator, Leron intentionally highlights the progress of Blacks and is especially concerned with inserting the Little Rock Nine wherever they may fit in a lesson. His work with 1 million teachers of color, Black male educators, and Teach Plus mainly focuses on recruiting and retaining Black educators for Arkansas. As a motivator, McAdoo's book, Mctivated Black Girls and Boys, became an Arkansas bestseller and outlines strategies for parents and teachers of Black children that could help them better map a productive future. As a creative, Leron recognized the power of a venue and has provided space for artists through his company, Backyard Enterprises. Backyard is a sponsor for the House of Art Gallery, where poets, artists, and dancers can express themselves freely. And the Backyard Radio Show was designed to play local musicians. McAdoo celebrates Arkansas African Americans. Leron McAdoo continues to achieve success being a visionary. As an educator, he has created the Teacher's Holiday, which is a free event to address educator self-care. He has partnered with the City of Little Rock, Arkansas Travelers, and multiple school districts and more to train teachers how to keep mentally healthy. As a motivational speaker, Leron is part of the National Speakers Group, which is an organization he helped start to create a community of experts who want to share their experience and impact Arkansas. As a creative, Leron initially founded Backyard Enterprises to express his creativity, but now the company is intentional about supporting endeavors of youth and adults with finances, talent, resources, and more. He worked with the King Commission, Power 92, Pyramid Gallery, and a variety of organizations to express, entertain, and educate. McAdoo continues to be a visionary. Leron McAdoo has a history of collaborating with others to accomplish goals. As an educator, he worked with the teacher union, educational entities, and concerned citizens to promote positive policy changes in school. The teacher pay increase was one such successful effort. As a motivational speaker, McAdoo continues to connect with wellness experts, curriculum specialists, current students, and others to create relevant material. His latest effort is called the Grow Life Curriculum. It is designed to guide students into adulthood intellectually, mentally, financially, and more. As a creative, Leron has partnered with his brother to create Backyard Enterprises, poets to form the nationally known Foreign Tongues Poetry Troupe, with businessmen to help run the House of Art Gallery, and with the DJs to start the Backyard Radio Show. It is from those collaborations that Leron was labeled the Arkansas Godfather of Hip Hop. As a Little Rock Arts and Culture Commissioner, Leron networks with other creatives. Let's give our speaker a warm, hearty welcome.
I was born the seed of a breed neglected, bred and export rejected, and demonic. Daddy was American audacity atomic. My mama was civil rights tenacity, dishonored. I was schooled in failure through indoctrination by community, government, and corporation who left me to scavenge and feed on. The violence, misogyny, and greed shown by a wicked world who replaced my feelings with shattered glass, cracked concrete, and abandoned buildings. But the pulse of the street drove my heart. But my passion was guided by God, so I took sound scraps to scratch out beats to hit you, to color splats. Turn the march to picture, make moves, merge with the mix. My body disfigured, I spit phrases fragmented for hood scripture. My daddy was a stranger, was his nightmare. My mama refused to lose, but I lived After being left below the surface, underground, praying for purpose, a forbidden nation, a marked generation, I became my own culture. But forsaken, a native son blessed with a foreign tongue. But the young and the mainstream was stunned and sprung, blocks banged with skills when gangs took me in. But I was religion's new sin. Laws called what I did criminal and provoking. I felt all alone, see my home was broken. So I cut with needles and turned breaks to hits. Spit urban hieroglyphics on the canvas of bricks. My body would pop like bit back, feet turn to gliders. I move the crowd with the skills from ciphers. I am ones and twos, burners and tags. B-boys, MCs, boom, bap and brag. Label wicked, wrong and out for self, but last night I saved another soul from death. I'm hip-hop. I am ones and twos, burners and tags. B-boys, MCs, boom, bap and brag. Label wicked, wrong and out for self, but last night I saved another soul from death. This is the creation story universes have been scribed, and although it been crucified, hip-hop is alive beyond Drake, Tupac, Money, MC, or the Fierce Five. Before bands could make them dance on the planet, rock on every side. Starting with a New York state of mind that spans worldwide. Say ho! That's the language of my tribe. The U.S. let me the proud, but the scraps of my supplies blew up before the eyes. My own beauty was denied. They want to put me in a box size and call me criminalized. The underground is where I reside. I can't apologize because I am hip-hop, hippie-digga-hippie, hip-hip-hop, and you don't stop. Rock it to the bang-bang, boogie said up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Everybody say ho! Say ho! Say dealing in the house! Say the Hornets in the house! Say get Mctivated! Get Mctivated! Now scream! All right. I just needed to get y'all warmed up, but you all made me follow the best group of dancers in the... Go ahead and give the dancers one more hand praise. And I gotta follow that. Man, I'm a 31-year educator, y'all. This is my 31st year in education. I've taught K through 12, I've taught alternative school, 31 years. Mctivated is my brand, but one thing that I always like to talk about is being driven. Everybody say driven. All right, so what I'm here to do is inspire you, is to move you, is to push you, but all motivation is really intrinsic. It's inside of you, it's innate, so you're gonna have to be the one to be driven. And so I've broken it down. The D stands for dream, dream big. Everybody say dream. Dream. All right, I'm gonna talk about my son. My son, his name is Norel. My name is Leron, L-E-R-O-N. His name is Norel, N-O-R-E-L. My name's spelled backwards. And so he's my namesake, right? And he was driven. Growing up, I tell you, I could see the spark in his eyes, and the spark becomes before the spotlight. So if you want the spotlight, you're gonna have to have the spark first. And so I saw it very early on. He was a musician. He played the drums at 3 and then played all throughout his time at home before he went to college. He was the drummer at our church. He also played saxophone in the band. I was really expecting, I was hoping, I was like, man, I know he's going to use this music to take him to the next level. And he did, but he did it in a way I didn't think of. But he was driven. So what he did was, when COVID hit and he came home from college, my son said, you know, the tool shed in the backyard, I want to turn it into a studio. He used his own money. He hired an electrician to make sure that he had power in the yard. They dug a trench and put some underground wiring so that he could get electricity inside of this place that was outside this tool shed. If your dream only happens with you, then it's not big enough. He had to dream big. Then he thought to himself, you know what? I don't only want a recording studio, I want to be able to have a record label and record other people. So he started hiring his friends and training them on how to engineer and put things together. If it only takes you to complete your dream is not big enough. You need to dream big. And he knew that once he could dream big, that no one really ever lived. If you decide in yourself that you can dream big, you can say about yourself, you can say to yourself this affirmation: no one really ever lived. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is results. You got to know the results before it even happens, y'all. He said when he was in high school, he was a science dude and a math dude. I know it's crazy. He used both sides of his brain. But early on, we could identify that math and science was his thing. Right now, currently, he's a civil engineer working for the government. He had refined his results, meaning he knew where he wanted to go. And he was able to get all the other stuff out of the way. As a matter of fact, this is a crazy story that some of the educators in here might not want me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I worked at Central High School at the time that he was in Central High School, and they said, man, you got exit exams, you got this, you got that. He said, man, in 11th grade, I made a 32 on the ACT. College is calling me. My result is to go to college. That's what I'm trying to do. These exit exams don't do nothing for me going to college. It may do something for the school. It may do something for something else. But my mission is clear. What I want to do is clear. My goal is clear. And so I'm not taking the exit exam. He didn't say it like that. He was respectful. I honored it. I said, hey, I feel you. Once you know what you want to do in life, you can get rid of the stuff that don't matter. You can get rid of the stuff that's in your way. You can get rid of the people that are stopping you, that are in your way from your goal. Once you know your results, you can actually move forward and be in the position, be in the place that you need to be to get your goal done. That's when you know your results. And when you know your results, and when you work towards your results, when you get all those other things out the way, you can say about yourself, no one really ever lived. Because that's an affirmation. You wake up every morning and say to yourself, man, no one really ever lived because I know my results. That's what makes you the realest. The next one, as we spell out driven, is issues. Everybody say issues. So my son came to me while he was in college. He was like, hey, Daddy, you know I could have been a basketball star while I was in college. I was like, nah, you couldn't have, man. When you look around and say to yourself, I got issues, I'm going to tell you like I told him, issue. If you got an issue. Blame yourself. If you got what do I mean? Oh, okay. So when he was playing like in elementary in a league and then started junior high in this other league, he was the man. He was doing his thing, right? And then we put him in another league. He said, I want to get in the league. I was like, you sure? I want to get in. So we put him in the other league. Man, it had some real hoopers in it. It had some real coaches in it. So he got a call, or I got a call rather, from his mama. I said, what's up, baby? She said, go pick up your son. I said, practice over already? So I went to go pick him up. I got to the gym. He's standing outside, kind of gloomy face. I'm like, man, it's your first day of practice. What's up, man? He in 7th grade. He said, man, I quit the team. I said, oh, man, you know what? I'm going to let you have your autonomy. I'm going to let you quit the team. So I said, but I want to talk to the coach. So I went down to the coach. I said, hey, coach, my son said he want to quit the team. Said, yeah, man. I said, what happened? He said, well, I told him that he needed to run the bleachers, and he was running the bleachers, and then I told him he needed to run the bleachers some more, just like everybody else. He said he didn't want to run. I said, well, if you don't want to run, you quit the team. And then he said, all right, I'll quit the team. I said, oh, I got it. I said, yeah, he quit the team. He ain't quitting practice. He practicing every time y'all come to the court, he gonna practice. And so I had to remind him of that when he said that him not being a superstar was my issue. It wasn't my issue, it was his issue. So anytime you have an issue in your life, you have to realize that you have some autonomy too. You have some responsibility too. That grade that you didn't make, what is your responsibility in it? That time that something went wrong and you ended up in the principal's office and maybe it was a fight or something, what responsibility did you have in that? That time mama said, yeah, you're grounded, and you're like, she ain't being fair. What responsibility did you have in that? I guarantee if you got an issue, it's you. But once you realize it's you, again, then you realize, no one really ever lived. It helps you be realer every time you go down this list. And then views. So everybody say views. So I know I got you saying, you're like, man, it's me? Yeah, it's you. It's you. All right, but this is it about views, right? So my son could be directed. A lot of people can't be directed. They can't take direction. You know, I've done movies, I have employees at my gallery, so I supervise, I've been in leadership positions in the school district. A lot of people don't like to take direction, but my son was a person who had that great gift of being able to take direction. And so when my daughter was 12 years old, she was a professional poet. She started writing poetry in the 7th grade. I was charging at that time $300 to do a 30-minute set of poetry. My daughter got $300 for one poem. I'm doing something wrong. But you know what? That's part of the beauty in it. But my son looked at it, he didn't say that. He said, how can I do what she's doing? And so he came to me with some of his poetry. And so I said, yeah, if you do this and do that and change that up and maybe change the order of that, you'll have what us slam poets call a 10-piece, meaning it's one of those pieces that's gonna win. And so he could take direction. He sought the views of others. He sought the wise counsel. He sought somebody who had more information than him. May not have been older than him. I get information from him. I seek views from him. So it's not about age, it's about where your expertise is, right? It's like you have expertise as well. So I'm not discounting that. What I'm saying is, if you want information, you have to go to where the information is. You have to be open and willing to be directed. You have to seek the views of others. And when you can open yourself up, be vulnerable and say, I don't know something and I want you to teach me something, that's when you can say, no one realer ever lived. As we move down, I'm almost through, right? The E in driven stands for execute. Say execute.
Execute.
A shorthand for that is effort and focus. That's where you start to put things in action. And my son, he put things in action. He knew, he was like, man, I have to just do the work. One time he came to me and his interim report was like C's. I'm like, you're an A student. Why you got C's? And he was like, you called me. By the time it was grade point time, he had all A's. Man, what happened? He was like, I had to execute. Don't be saving that. Don't wait, because you might wait too late. You have to go ahead and engage. You have to go ahead and execute. You have to do that effort and focus. And when you're in your full effort and focus, that's when you can say to yourself, no one realer ever lived. All right, last but not least, your nature. You have to be willing to take what you have inside of you, your innate ability, your talents, your capacity, and you have to say to yourself, I'm about to use what I have. When I found out that I loved language and I could speak before people and I wasn't afraid, when I learned that, do you realize I get paid to speak before people? I started out getting paid as a teacher, and then I found out that I had a little voice that not only could speak but could sing. So I've been singing since 12. What helped that was the fact that my daddy, a preacher, and he just said, son, sing. So I got forced into it. But once I figured out that I could actually do it, I didn't have fear. I could get up, I could perform, I could do what I needed to do, and then I could make money from it. Do you realize when I found that game out, that I was able to just use that nature that I had? It was already innate in me. And so my son was like that. My son had an innate ability to just be a leader, to give people advice. And I'm always happy and proud when his friends come to me and tell me stories about how he has influenced them. People in college have come to me and said, man, your son is smart. He was strategic. He just had this ability to lead. One of his friends in college said, this is what my son said. Told this young lady, we're going to take the same classes. We're in engineering classes. That way we do half the work. I said, boy, when you understand you have this ability to do something and you start using it, you can actually say, no one really ever lived. My name is Leron. It's spelled Leron. My son's name is Norel. Norel. No one really ever lived. My son, his name is an affirmation. My son is no longer on this earth. He died in a car accident at the beginning of the year. And I'm up here. I am blessed, but I'm broken. And I'm up here to tell you that you can take my son with you wherever you go as long as you're drinking. As long as you're willing to put in the work, as long as you're willing to do what's up on this screen right here, and say to yourself, no one will ever live. You'll be able to take my son with you. You'll be able to say to yourself, no one will ever live. You'll be able to say about yourself, no one will ever live. You want to know if you can still be driven and you're in a terrible place? Well, I'm up here right now and I'm driven.
All right.
You want to know what's going on when your home life is not what you expected your home life to be? You can say to yourself, no one really ever lived. It's somebody out there right now who's saying, I can't be driven because I'm broken. You just don't understand that you're blessed too. You may be broken, but you're blessed.
Amen.
You just have to realize that you need to excite and initiate and engage in your drivenness. I made that word up, drivenness. You got to make sure. It doesn't matter what your home life is. My home life is jacked up right now. I got pictures on the wall of a man I'll never see again. My son. No one will ever live. Take that with you. No one will ever live. You say it.
No one will ever live.
Take it with you.
No one will ever live.
Last time.
No one will ever live.
Now,
That's so sad. I didn't expect you to say
even
that.
though I'm in pieces right now, even though I'm barely holding it together, I can remain driven because I know, and when I realize no one really ever lives, my son's name can live on. But stay driven and don't waste time. I didn't have this in my speech, but I'm going to put it in here right now. He died with money, y'all. He died with 3 accounts full of money. He died with an insurance program. He died with he died with a house. He was living in his own house after college. He died with a good job. So if you're pursuing all of these things like money and all these other things, that's cool, but you gotta make your life more than that. Because the truth of the matter is, you can make good money, you can make good decisions, you can make good friends, you can make good career, but you'll still end up like Ellen's DJ. But he made good career, good money, good decisions, but he took himself out. So this is the deal, y'all. You have to realize that no one really ever lived. You have to realize that your life is worth something, and you got more money than time. So stop trying to chase money. My son lived 24 full years, but again, he had more money because he left money and he didn't need no time on the clock. So chase the right things. Chase being driven. Chase who you are. Make the right things. That's why this last poem is called A Making. If y'all ready to hear it, say cool. Cool. All the accents of life, guide your way to stay true to form. X stands for what you have special beyond the norm, and Y? Y stands for the reason you were born. So decide what you're gonna make. Life is 10% the faith you're given, 90% how much you're driven, glued together by a touch of vision, because the road to success is under construction. So use drive and pay attention to when the signs change. Because it's constant detours defining your lane. Your destination is your true intention, but oh yeah, it's true. Intentions are just thoughts. And thoughts may be unseen, but thoughts, when caught, become things. You think trouble and pain and change appear along with fear like you're the only one here. Think success and greatness and access to the sacred matrix can come clear. Because whatever you look for, you will see. Whatever you search, you will find and locate. So realize the ball is in your court to face. The goal is yours to create. The top of the key is your destiny. Continue to rebound from fate. But understand that you miss every shot that you don't take. So why wait? It's time to decide what you're gonna make. Look, don't let walls Jericho. Don't let doubt Pharaoh you from your call. Don't let fear Goliath you. Look how all of them fail after standing tall, and recognize everything between you and your purpose will fall, so brace yourself. Understand you were built to amaze through this maze of stress. And when you amaze yourself, understand that's proof of God from the core. You got great in store. But if you're ungrateful for what you got, why should God bless you with more to be ungrateful for? So break, cannot in the cans, make dreams into plans, and take failure as a lesson and learn well, because most of what you try will fail. But all of what will fail, stop to try. Consider what you would do if this was your last 24 hours to live, because where the power is knowing you gotta plot your time. This is the type of passion you pull close. So decide what you're gonna make. This is too old, too hard, too late, too disadvantaged, too poor, too prone to mistakes. But there are second wins, second times around, and second chances to power beyond the pain. I don't ask children what they wanna do. I ask them what they wanna change. Don't bury your calling. Plant those seeds where you stay true. So when you find the grind and break through, you will see the shine you deserve to embrace you. The divine that makes you. Are you just going to accept or be exceptional? A doer, a giver, a thinker, and achiever. Cut those chaos keepers, but bond with believers. Stop asking yourself who's going to let you be great when the question is, who can dare stop you? Be persistent. Decide whether you're going to make excuses or a difference. Welcome your ambition. Decide whether you're going to make excuses or a difference. Know the X and Y of your existence. Don't make excuses. Make a difference, because your destiny.
All right.
to be great. All history should know your name.
You better.
Hold on through time. Be strong. Please know your destiny is
You better.
My name is Ron Mac. Keep cooling. One more time for the Leron McAdoo.
I didn't expect him to say that. I mean, I'm just sure to tell you.
Yo, one more time, come on.